Well, it's finally here. The ending of Attack on Titan, which seems like it would never happen. We've all seen and heard the memes of it just being further and further along, part one of two of three and five, but yet it is finally here. And I gotta say, there were some tears. There were some tears. Um, and I will definitely make sure to post my reaction on my Patreon. But if spoilers, I'm definitely going into spoiler territory here. If you have not seen the finale, the last three episodes, the hour and a half long special, I would highly suggest you do so, because I don't think I could give a synopsis or information about this anime without actually going into detail about what happened. For those that know, and for those that watch a lot of anime, I saw a lot, and I mean a lot of parallels between this final episode and Code Geass. I honestly can't see where you can't make those parallels, especially if you have seen both shows. We have a protagonist that basically becomes an antagonist, so that way they can take on the sins of the world and have their allies and friends basically end them, kill them off, whatever's necessary, just so that peace can be found throughout the land, if you will, and those that actually had killed him would end up being heroes, even though that's not what they sought, but that's what happened. To delve into this one even deeper, I will say I am glad that they spent the time to discuss and talk about almost everything and explain what was going on, what was Eren's thought process. I cannot stress how good it was that they had those little moments where Eren actually talked to everyone. And it's crazy how here they were the whole time in the last special and in this one. They were all like, should we kill Eren? Is that the right path to do? We really want to talk to Eren to see, see eye to eye what's going on. Not knowing they've already talked to Eren. They've talked to Eren a while ago. He just took away their memories of them going into the world of the paths and having a discussion, and Eren pretty much just being his regular self and explaining to them why he's doing this, what's going on, and why he feels like he needs to do this in order for the world to move on. It's actually crazy to me that he actually stated that him doing the rumbling was sacrificing 80% of all humanity. That the 20% of humanity that's left behind would equal that of the Eldians that are behind the walls. So it wouldn't be the fact that one nation is bigger than the other, that they would be on equal footing. And it's just like, wow, just to hear those staggering numbers. Because, yes, we saw a glimpse, and even in this episode, of all different nations and all different types getting trampled on. But just to hear that, like, wow, the genocide of 80% of all humanity, that's staggering numbers. No matter however much, I mean, this world could definitely not be the same numbers as it is in our current world, but it doesn't matter. That's still 80% of all the people who are in their world. That is crazy, especially in wars in general. He was trying to see if there was a way to change the visions and stuff that he had seen, but he couldn't. And the path that he saw was the only path he could actually go down. And it's just really sad. And as he said, he was an idiot, and with an idiot with power. And because of that, he's the only one. Now I have to give it to Eren, as he's saying he's an idiot and everything, has been steadfast on this path and not really been talking a whole lot. The fact that he was able to pull up a front at all times when they were talking to Eren back in the previous seasons, you could see moments of him cracking, I guess you could say. because if you remember the moment where he was in jail and he would look into the mirror and he kept telling himself he must fight on. Because Eren, as we had seen all the way up to this point, was more of a follower than a leader, I will say. And it wasn't until he really saw the memories, when he touched Historia, saw what was going on in the future, knew the path that he had to walk, that he got the resolve that he's like, okay, this is what I need to do. And he became more stoic, which was out of character for him. But I believe a lot of people have analyzed this and have seen this. But now that we finally see Eren finally being himself, when he's actually talking to everyone, all the people that were close to him had, after his death, had recollected the memories that he had almost taken each one of them away and kind of talked with them. And honestly, that was a very sad and heartwarming moment. Seeing this moment where everyone is like shows up again after everything's said and done, and the lives they had given in order to get to this moment in time, to find the peace, as close as peace is going to be. At this moment, I was feeling the sadness coming. As like, oh man, the fact they got this moment. What broke me, one of the biggest moments that broke me was seeing Sasha once again. And that broke me, because I already wanted to destroy Gabby for what she did, but to see Sasha in this moment, and in the next frame you could see them in the background where Sasha kind of like evaporates away. I was already feeling sad, just remembering everyone that gave up their lives for them to get to this point in time. But then to see Sasha happen, I was like, why'd you have to re-show Sasha? Come on. Oh, you're wrong for that. I'm gonna make this comparison, and I'm not expecting a lot of the viewers that see this to understand this comparison at all. This part right here showing Mikasa and how truly she loved Eren, and how Eren actually loved Mikasa as well, was a very heartwarming moment, because it reminded me of The Wonder Years, old sitcom show where it was, coming of age, teenage story. But long story short, the whole show was a coming of age of a guy has a secret crush on a neighbor girl, and through it all, they had been through so much. And in the final episode, it's revealed how they don't end up together, which broke me when I was a younger age. And like I said, this might be over the heads of a lot of you guys, but here you have Eren sacrificing himself for the future of humanity and for the best moments of humanity, and even for Mikasa, just so then that way they can have a better lives. And which honestly was definitely a lot better of a plan than the euthanasian plan that Zeke was going to do. Because even if he euthanized all Eldians, they would just die off and the world would still be the way it is, just without Eldians. But that's not fair for the people of Eldia. It wasn't their fault that they were like the descendants of people that can turn into Titans. I'm so glad when it was revealed how Eren basically defied Zeke and was like, no, I'm not going with your plan. I personally felt like, thank you, because that felt like a very bad plan. But it's not like I came up with a better one. It's, I'm not about to sit here and say that Eren's plan was the best, that his way of killing off 80% of humanity was the best way of doing it, even though he already saw memories of the future and knew that's the path that they were going down regardless. It's just sad that this is the path that was the only way that things were seen and actually processed through. I will say, this leaves Mikasa in the dust, and from the end credits you can see how eventually Mikasa does move on, because it shows Mikasa with a family still coming to the site to remember him. You see a lot of things in the final credits. You can barely see it here, but you can see where Mikasa is there as an older woman. Looks like she's with somebody, and actually either with a child or pregnant. And then later you can see her with her family, but she is older, still giving reference to Eren. Here you have Mikasa passing away. And I'm gonna, I don't know if I could do this without crying, but such a sad moment that here Mikasa is as she passes away, and still having the scarf, regardless of what Eren's wishes were, that she will always remember him. And I feel bad that the way that this turned out, and such a good show, and such the way that things were. But it was even funnier that even after this, war never changes. No matter what, you're always going to have conflict. You're always going to have people that actually want to fight for something, and still the tree still stands regardless of what is happening, even through the future of the city itself, and which honestly looks super futuristic. And it doesn't matter. There's always still someone that wants to fight for something and still have war. But seems like this was a better piece than what would have happened if it was through a different plan. And finally, I think I want to end it here, where we have way back into episode 1, where Mikasa gets Eren by the tree. And of course, as he's confronted with all these memories, as he felt it was a very long dream. And when he gets up, she's like, "You're crying. Why are you crying?" I felt that it was like there's a lot of parallels where you have Mikasa at the very end crying as she's sitting next to the tree, yet next to the gravestone. And then here at the very beginning, you have Eren getting up from the tree, crying, as if he subconsciously knows what's going to happen, yet feels saddened by everything. Now, of course, we saw all the crazy images he gets downloaded and wakes up, and he doesn't remember. It kind of sets things on the path. And just like how Eren had said when he was talking, everything kind of meshes together, the past and the future and the present, that he doesn't really understand, like the current time zone, because it all is cohesive to him. And I can understand with the power that he has, and especially we understand how he was given power to all Attack Titans. Like, it was thanks to him that Attack Titans have the ability that he had instilled in them to fight back and always be a fighting Titan compared to all the other Titans. And it was thanks to Eren, because he could see the past, the future, and basically it all meshes together for him. I will have to give this anime a huge, crazy, awesome score of a 9 out of 10. Great anime, great moments, great fighting from beginning to end. Very long running, many times frustrating because he wanted more episodes and wanted more. I envy every single person that comes here in the future that is able to sit down and watch this anime from start to finish, because there was many times, many years between seasons. And now you guys get to enjoy it start to finish. And I welcome any comments down below to share your favorite memories and favorite moments that you saw on this show. That this is a legacy that has come to an end, but it's a good legacy. And honestly, I think something that future anime we're gonna have to look at and do so much great storytelling, because this anime has a lot of illusions and thought process all the way from the first episode to the very last. The writers, everyone had done a great job. And if you are going to create an anime in the future, take note of the success of this anime, so then that way you too and your anime can be a success. You guys have yourselves a great day, great time, great life. We'll definitely be going over more anime on this channel, and I hope you guys did enjoy this analysis. We'll definitely be around for more. You guys take care of yourselves, be safe, and Lord willing, I'll see you in the future. Bye-bye for now. Enjoy the ride, Space Cowboy. Make sure to check out the extra content on our Patreon page, and thanks to our current patrons.
anything what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.